To be honest, is the pod going on? To be honest, sit down, we need to have a talk. Cornelius gon' make a point that the others don't. Them other shows sound the same, come escape the box. Expand your mind, dig into no controversial topics. He ain't scared to keep it real. Tune into this podcast, but don't be in your feelings. We gon' have a laugh, we gon' talk about some pain. Let's talk about the present situation of today. To be honest, is this the podcast? I need to tune it right now.
Yo, J Money, you with me? I can hear you.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. And so is everybody else. Hey, yo, y'all, what's up? This is your boy Cornelius. Welcome to another episode of To Be Honest. And I am super excited, man, to be back with y'all. Yo, it's late. Man, bro, what'd you say?
Man, we never done it this late. But then again, I was thinking about when I was in Lebanon. I was like, yeah.
Oh, you did. You did do it.
Remember that? It was like 3, 4 a.m., something like that.
I remember that. And it just shows like the commitment that you have to just friendship, and brotherhood, and family, because you didn't have to, but you did.
But I did.
But you did, bro. But I feel like we got some stuff to talk about. Okay, number one, I want to talk about Miss Richardson. So did you I mean, I'm quite sure you've heard about that by now. The young lady.
Wait, what is it?
Miss Richardson. She was running. Yeah, Shikari. She was running the 100, I believe, the 100 meter, and she got, she tested positive for marijuana. And so because of that, they ultimately suspended her. She had to take a suspension. And so it goes to show she won't be able to run in the 100 meter race for the Olympics. I believe they said she could run the relay race and something else, but she could not run the 100 meter race. And she was the odds on favorite that was ultimately going to win the whole thing. And so she made a statement. She was doing an interview, and she made a statement in which she said, something to the extent of, let me get the exact words of what she said. Hold on. Let me get the exact words of what she said. She said, because I posted it.
She was basically trying to cope.
Well, no, this is what she said. Well, I mean, the whole thing, this is what she said. She said, "Don't judge me because I am human. I'm you. I just happen to run a little faster." And so I posted that, and I had people who, was on my page. I also had people who were in my DMs. I also had people who messaged me and who were like, I can't believe that you're going to support her. And I was deeply disturbed by that, by the statement that I made. And I feel like I want to have this conversation with you and with the people who are listening, because I'm wondering, at what point did we lose our empathy for people? You know what I mean? Or
Absolutely, man. Okay. No, absolutely. It's like, I mean, how can you say that? Oh, I can't believe you're supporting her because she made a mistake. Like, what are you supposed to do? What's the alternative? What are you supposed to be like? Oh no, you know what I mean? Like, you deserve what you got, and
And I don't get that. And so my thing was, I had people who were saying,
here's the thing. I'm like, Shikari, first of all, you knew you was trying to get to the Olympics. Why are you doing this, bro? That's what I'm like. Yo, come on, man. Like, I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you for being human. I'm just saying, come on. Like,
absolutely. I mean, that's what happens. You had, hey, yo, but that's what happens. You have your hopes in somebody. You want them to win. You really do want them to win. And then ultimately something happens. You're like, no. But, and that's just what happens when people get on a pedestal. I get it. Been there, done that, wrote the book on it, but the issue is that wasn't even the case. The whole point that I was seeking to make was the fact that she said that she was human and that we're all human. But here's the thing. Because I have people who made one person made an extremely valid point and said, well, I get what you're saying. However, when does, there are rules. And so she has to be accountable for the rules. But the thing about Ms. Richardson is that she was accountable for what she did. And she said, "Hey, I did it." She's not saying she didn't do it. She was accountable for what she did. She was just saying, "Listen, I know that you all may be frustrated that I did it, but I did it, and I'm letting you know that yeah, I run fast, but I'm still human." And people are like, "Well, you gotta. Well, you can't support her because she needs to watch the people she's around. She needs to watch what she put inside of her body. She needs to watch this. She needs to get better at this." And I think that whole
Please
thing.
define support. Please define support because I want to know.
Bro,
I want to know.
When did I'm legit, like when did people get so doggone mean, bro? Like, I mean, people mean as hell. And then here's the crazy thing. Then people say, you're a preacher or you're a pastor. I can't believe that you as a pastor, you just want to espouse grace and love. And my thing is, it's not me as a pastor. I'm just doing what the Bible says, that we're to be graceful and merciful. Yes, there's law, but that's the reason why Jesus came. Jesus came and died on the cross for our sin because he recognized that all of the 600 or so, laws in the Levitical code, they couldn't cover. We couldn't. I mean, there wasn't enough, lamb's blood to cover all of it. And plus, on the Day of Atonement, it only atoned the sin. It only covered it. It didn't remit it. Thank God the blood of Jesus came and remit the sin, removed it, wiped it clean as snow. But my thing was even about that, bro. My thing was just about, when did people get so doggone mean?
When Twitter was invented and Facebook.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I can't do this with y'all, bro. I was like, I legit cannot do this with y'all, bro. I legit, I can't, man. I mean,
it's too easy to hide behind. It's too easy to hide behind, your little keypad and, and say, oh, you can't support her. Well, all the while you out here buying, you a drug dealer. you hoeing, you a drug dealer. You done broke every single 10 commandments there. You done broke all 12 commandments.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm like you, bro. Like that's all I'm saying. It's like, and then people say, they'll always use that scripture from 1 Corinthians. What is it, when Paul writes to the church in Corinth that, we should, that, what right do we have to judge the outsiders? Because outsiders, they don't even believe in Jesus Christ. So we should be judging those inside the church. Well, number one, I don't know what her religion is. I don't know if she's a Christian or not. I have no idea. So then if that's the case, why are you judging her? If she on the outside, but even if she's on the inside, my thing is, what has given lay members the responsibility of stating that they should be the ones to hold everybody else accountable? From what I've always understood about accountability came with it came with 2 R's, respect and relationship. Like you and I mean, we're doggone their brothers. Of course you're going to hold me accountable. Somewhere that happened, you're close to me. You can hold me accountable because we have a relationship and I also respect you. But you're somebody, you Jobo off the street, that ain't going to hold you accountable. If that's the case, look at the Old Testament with King David. King David wasn't held accountable by his infantrymen. He wasn't held accountable by his generals. He wasn't held accountable by the guys who were, carrying his sword. He wasn't held accountable, by his cupbearer. David was held accountable by a prophet, because the prophet Nathan was the only one who respectfully could look a king in his eyes and still get respect. So God had to send someone of equal value to a king to say, I'm going to look you in your face and I'm going to hold you accountable. You are the man. Where do these people nowadays feel like they have the right to hold somebody else accountable? Like, Negro, you just picked up your Bible last week. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it, man. Yo, everybody got a microphone on social media now. Everybody's a Pharisee, and I tell you, they said, you see.
No, but it's true. It's true. And I think, like, when you were talking about the respect thing too, there's no relationship. People don't have any kind of relationship with a stranger in social media land, So Obviously if you don't have that kind of relationship, you don't have that respect for people. And second of all, when you love somebody and love love is the manifestation of wisdom. It's when you know God and when you have knowledge of God, and when you have knowledge and wisdom, and then you are going to act a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to act the same way that you act before when you come upon, like knowledge,
mm-hmm.
or you shouldn't at least.
Mm-hmm.
And to know God is to love our neighbors.
We don't want to
love our neighbors.
We don't want to hear that, bro.
But when you can do that, when you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes and say, "Man, I love you, bro," or "I love you no matter what," I don't care what you've done, or listen, I know that you might have messed up, whatever, but I still love you.
Yeah.
I still support you.
Yeah.
How can you say to a stranger like, "Oh, you can't support"? So please define support for me.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What do you? Like you have to take your empathy away? Does that mean taking your emotional reserve, or your emotional tank away, and your emotional sentiments? Does that mean taking that away and withdrawing that, or does that mean your tweet, or your status? Is that your Facebook support? You talking about? Your Instagram support? Like, what are you talking about, really? What kind of support are you mentioning? Because it's just insane to me the way people. Now, on the other end, I'm still like, come on, Shikari. Like, that you had to. There's so many variables, though. Of course, her mom died. She's dealing with that. She's dealing with that trauma, or I don't know how close she was to her mom. But you, for me, I'm like, Shikari, man, like you had to know they would go and test you, girl.
Yeah. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Even with that, because somebody, I had a conversation with somebody who called me on the phone to ask me about the post, and they wanted to talk about it with me, and they brought that part up. They was like, "But Cornelius, don't you feel like she's a young black woman? Don't you feel like she should have realized?" Blah, blah, blah. He went through the whole thing. And here's the thing. I don't disagree with him, but here's my thing. She already feels bad. Like, she already knows what she did. Enough. She knows I can't run in this. I've been training to do this. I've worked hard to do this, and now I can't because of what I did. If she's already made that known, like that's already clear. So here's the thing. Where do I now get off trying to remind her of the shame that's already trying to bury her? Because I mean, is it my goal to make her feel more guilty over what she did, or for her to feel shameful over what she did, and the fact that was she black and she got to be held to a higher standard and all this other kind of crap? I get that verbiage. I grew up with that. I grew up with elders saying to me, hey, you're a black boy, so you gotta try, you gotta work extra hard, you gotta study harder, you gotta make it, you gotta do this, and I get that, I get all of that, I get it. But at some point, we also have to realize, just like you said, when Jesus was asked, what is the two greatest commandments? He said the first one is to love the Lord your God. Then he said to love your neighbors, you love yourself. And the reason why people are mean as hell, bro, is because they're mean as hell to themselves. People don't love themselves. And they can't give any love to anybody else. They lack empathy because they lack it for themselves. I can only imagine how bad they judge themselves every day.
It's just a projection. Yep.
It's
just
crazy,
a projection
bro.
of how they really feel about themselves. You're absolutely right.
And I'm like, yo, is that what's permeating the walls of the church right now? Is it just a breeding ground for just more pharisaical, self-righteous beings who constantly want to espouse and shoot off legalism that is going to ultimately put more shame on people? She's human. I mean, even Paul said it. Even the Bible says, hey, you know what? We all fall short. Like, just everybody does, bro. So, I mean, she fell short. I wanted her to win. I was going to watch it because I was going to watch the Olympics just to watch her. I wanted to see her win. Now, if she does the relay or something like that, I'm still going to watch it just for her. But that was before anything happened. Now that it happened, you know what? I was bummed too. But I'm not going to sit around and be like, well, you know what? You know, she should have did what she did. The rules are the rules, blah, blah, blah. Because here's the thing. The Bible is very clear. In the measure that you judge, it says you will be judged in that same manner, bro.
Equal measure. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, equal measure then. If that's what you want, and I get it. I started when I started preaching over 10 years ago. I did the same thing. Go ahead.
Because when they need it, they gonna need grace. They're gonna be like, yo, where's the grace at?
Yep.
Where's the grace?
Yep.
Where's the love? Where's the mercy?
Yep. Like, why y'all being so mean to me? You know what? You know, all my haters. Like, no. This is the same measure by which you dealt out. So this is the same measure you're going to receive. And this is the judgment that you gave. You gave absolutely no empathy, but then you want empathy for yourself. That's the reason why Jesus was clear. Jesus didn't just say love God, love the Lord your God, and just say, love your neighbor. He said, no, he said, I want you to love your neighbor as yourself. The problem is we can't love our neighbor because we don't love ourselves. Mean as hell. Just mean. Mean as a rattlesnake. Just mean. Karens all over the place. Karens.
We'll try to blame you.
Blame me. I was like, yo, how did I become the bad guy in this? I'm only saying we human. Can we not agree on the fact that we human? Well, and then people are like, well, did she mess up? Yeah, she messed up. Yeah, but okay, well, we got to hold her accountable. Who elected you a part of the accountability council? She don't even know you. She don't. No, I be looking at people like, yo, I had somebody who's like, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Hold me accountable. You don't know me. Like, hold up. Like you don't know me. You don't have a relationship with me. I don't respect you. And here's the crazy thing. In order for you to insult me, I have to first respect your opinion. Here's the thing. I don't. I don't even know who you are. And then here's the people like, well, I'm gonna unfollow you. Okay, I didn't know who you were when you followed me. I never asked you to come on my page in the first place.
Are you serious? Like, it's the backlash is like that, like just from you reposting that?
Oh my goodness, man! I mean, I had some people who were on the page, and they were going back and forth, and I had people who also hit me in my DMs, and I had people who text me and called me for the simple fact, and I'm like, what did I do wrong? All I said was, I just posted the quote. And then here was my caption. This is what my caption said, bro. It said, I love this. I said, we can be so busy judging others that we fail to judge ourselves. We're humans who've been graced by an amazing God. If only we could extend that same grace to others. Yet there's a warning for those who refuse to be merciful and graceful, for you will be judged by the same measure that you judge others. Good luck with that. And then I put up my usual I love you, my I love you sign, which, people usually see that. I still get people who DM me and be like, you know what, quit using satanic signs. And I'm like, oh, bro, I'm like, yo, so you're gonna be disrespectful to the whole sign language community? You're gonna be disrespectful to the whole deaf community, bro. The whole community. Oh, you don't know any sign language at all.
Like a knowledge.
I'm like, yo, what you're throwing up is the devil's horns. You ain't even seen the devil. Well, maybe you have. You looked in the mirror. I don't know. But I mean,
come on now. Like,
look, his children a child can always recognize the father. So I guess they know. I don't know.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. They might have missed it.
I think they missed it. They missed it. I mean, you know what? Maybe the child's like, yo, don't put up, don't hold up a sign of my dad. I don't know. I don't know what they on right now, bro. But I'm just like, yo, get off her.
I hope that like somehow it's so hypocritical. It's so hypocritical because a freaking, I'm sorry, not a freaking.
Oh, you about to say it. The man. You gonna say the man? You gonna talk about the man? You want to talk about the man now?
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
The man.
Transsexual can compete.
The man.
And
transitioned at 35.
A full grown.
Full grown man.
Full grown.
At 35. Transition at 35, bro.
And compete against women.
Absolutely. Oh, crushing the women. I mean, ain't no woman gonna beat it. There's no woman gonna beat him. No one whatsoever gonna beat him. No woman whatsoever gonna beat him.
He has the strength of a man, or she has the strength of a man.
Okay. He's taking estrogen pills, and because he's on estrogen and because he identifies, as a woman, then he has the right to lift in the women's Olympics. But it's just so incredibly unfair. And there's nothing even scientifically, bro. Like, even if, usually the ideology is let's trust the science. Well, even if I'm trying to trust the science is not even there. You can tell from a male's anatomy that he is going to be able to put on more muscle and have more mass than any of those women. There's no woman there that's going to beat him. And that's not me being a chauvinist. That's just me being logical and scientific. I'm just, like, there's no way. So then if that's the case, will women's sports cease to exist? Like, if that's the case, then when will men start? When will men join the WNBA?
Bro, it's not fair. It's not fair, man. Did you see? I think I don't know if I sent it to you, but did you see that? It was like some kind of handball, and there was like this 6'5" transsexual man competing against these women and straight beasting.
I think I did see that. They were running, weren't they?
No, it was like a handball kind of volleyball, not like a handball soccer kind of thing. There's a net, there's a goal, and the goal is, but it's can't. They hold the ball with their hands and try to throw the ball into the net.
Oh man!
And this dude was just standing like Shaq over top of these girls, holding the ball, launching the ball at 90 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Beasting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is, bro.
It's crazy.
I just think it's like so hypocritical. It's really unfair. I mean, at the end of the day, the rules are the rules. She broke the rules, okay, and she can't compete in the 4x1.
She's accountable to it.
You're accountable. You gotta live with that, and later at some point the rules can change. The change that comes along with it. I think she should go ahead and open up her own cannabis dispensary.
Call it the Shikari. Because my thing was they was like, well, you know what? Like, we don't know if that's performance enhancing. Have you ever seen anybody on weed before? Like, I've seen people on weed.
I don't know how she did it.
And people
who lay down.
Bro, people who are on weed, they never I never see them like, yeah, I don't ever see anybody who's on weed like they just going out, they just killing it. Like, usually people who I see on weed,
100-yard dash. Oh,
absolutely not. Like, people I see on weed, bro, like they not killing it like that. They tired. They're exhausted. They out of it. If she smoked in, went out and did what she did, then I'm afraid to see what she like sober. That's all I got to say. Who gonna catch her? Hey, yo, there was one meme that said she should go out there and just start running. Like, they said, who gonna catch her? Yo, that's what I felt. I was like, yo, she just go out there and just start running. I mean, just start. Like, I mean, who gonna run out there? Who gonna catch her? Ain't nobody catch her, bro.
She's listening. She should go ahead and capitalize. Go ahead and capitalize on this, Shikari. Go ahead and open up. Open up your own dispensary. I think I seen somebody said that they naming actual strands of marijuana off of her now, which is hilarious.
Yeah, man. I think it's crazy.
I'm like, I was really excited to see her run in the 100-meter relay, but I think that she can run in the 4x100 too.
Yeah, I think it's two races that she's going to run in. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. And here's not to say, I'm not even a sports guy. I usually don't even watch the Olympics. I only got into it. I mean, my wife is all into that stuff. So she was watching it. She's been watching the trial runs and all this kind of stuff. So she was watching it. I really got into it, specifically with her. Then, kind of following her story with her grandma and stuff like that. I just kind of got emotionally invested into her story. And then when that happened, of course, I was down. I was like, man, I hate that happened. But at the same time, I'm like, well, you know what? It happened. And she gets an opportunity to learn from it. She'll get better from it and it'll be okay, moving forward. But that part was really tough to handle, but nevertheless, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, man. Well, I think that, like I said, man, I think it's unfortunate. But I think that at the end of the day, she's going to, and I like the way that she handled it too, man. She got on Good Morning America or wherever it was, some talk show, and, she didn't run away from it. She said, exactly what happened. And, I'm sad to hear that her mom passed too. But yeah, I think she handled it really, really well. Yeah,
I do too. I do too. And it's sad because some of the people who are talking about her can't even pass a drug test at their job, but that's a whole new podcast for a whole new day. But nevertheless, Jared, I appreciate you being on. Well, Bear, I appreciate you being on here with me. Y'all, to be honest, family, I'm thankful y'all are here, man. Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all like it, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Wherever we are. Gives you family and friends. Would love to hear what you guys have to say as well. Nonetheless, I do want to say this before I do close, and that is I do pray that you extend grace and mercy to other people that you come in contact with. I pray that your capacity for empathy opens more and more and more each and every day, because that is what we need more in the world. I'm telling you, it's what we need more right now. But Bear, I appreciate you being here with me, homie.
Love you, man.
All right, love you too. Y'all be good.
I'll see you later.
Intro deuces. Bye. I'm out.